There are 55,000 Christian institutions. J.P. Nadda, President of the BJP, went to St. Xavier School, Patna. Srimati Nirmala Sitaraman, Sacred Heart Convent School, Vilupuram. The boys and girls who've been to these associations will willingly become the evangelists or the spokespersons of these great institutions.
And all of us will be inspired to do what is right.
I just wanted to welcome on my own personal behalf these two stalwarts of our country. We are, as we know, there are different shades that you can give to our speaking, to our advocacy, to our apostolate, or perhaps even to our engagements in public. But these two gentlemen, I call Father Cedric also a gentleman because he belongs to the whole of India. They belong to the Christian minority surely, but they belong to India, and we are proud of both of them.
Who do we get to speak up? Here are some very interesting numbers. There are 55,000 Christian institutions, educational institutions, run by the minority community. The word here is important. It's run by the minority community. It's only run. Now think about that number, 55,000. My colleagues and I have done some calculations. We've come to a number of 6 crore at any given point per year. 6 crore. 70% of that 6 crore are Hindu students, Muslim students, Buddhist students, Sikh students, atheist students, and about 25% are Christian students. So if you do a loose calculation, it comes to 4.5 crore. Think about the alumni and alumni associations of all these schools and colleges. There again, I've done a rough calculation. Per year, assuming there's 20% of the alumni die, which is a crazy number to die, but just for that. And then you say, only if you're born after 1955, because after that you may be too senior. You get a number of 30 crore minimum of boys and girls who are Hindu and Muslim who are going to Christian schools. So my first and only message today is reorient those alumni and alumni associations. The boys and girls who've been to these associations will willingly become the evangelists or the spokespersons of these great institutions. Here's a very interesting list. J.P. Nadda, President of the BJP, went to St. Xavier School, Patna. Srimati Nirmala Sitaraman, Sacred Heart Convent School, Vilupuram. So you have to start in Bangalore. Please lead by example. Even if you do 5, 6, 7 alumni associations, the reorientation of the alumni associations. When I say reorientation, nobody's asking an alumni association to go and you don't need to come to Sunday Mass because you're not Christian. Calling anybody over and hosting a Christmas party is not a problem at all. We should be happy. But I have a problem when you are hosting a Christmas party for the Prime Minister, fair enough, and the Prime Minister, what he says to you at the Christmas party, it's a 7-minute video, that is put out to everybody. That was put out to everybody. What did the hosts of that Christmas party, i.e. the leadership, speak to the Prime Minister about? Maybe they asked him the tough questions. Did they ask him that, Mr. Modi, and everything is factual, there's no rhetoric here, why did you want to make Christmas Day into Good Governance Day? Why are you weaponizing FCRA to specially target institutions run by the Christian community? Why haven't you made a trip yet to Manipur? Trip. Why are you messing around with Article 14, 15, 25? And in so many states bringing the anti-conversion law which goes against the constitution? Why are you pushing the Waqf bill in Kerala in a way which is pitting one minority against the other? These are the questions. It was a 1-hour discussion. Were these questions asked? I haven't seen any video. Why haven't you ever said a word condemning hate speeches? Why did the Indian National Human Rights Commission lose its United Nations accreditation twice in the same year, 2014? And the last question is what got under the skins of the powers that be. Father Stan Swami. Some of the missionaries who've worked here have worked and worked and worked. As a community, let's not be shy of what they have done.
I'm going to be brief for 3 very clear reasons. The first reason is priests like me need to stand up, speak up, and shut up. And be as brief as possible. The second is the more important person today, as you see in all the posters, is Derek O'Brien. He has launched this. And the third is we need interactions. We need a dialogue. I'm a Jesuit, and St. Ignatius, in the context of this process of discernment, which Pope Francis speaks so strongly about, wants dialogue, wants debate, wants perhaps disagreement, and only then we arrive at the true meaning of discernment. 7 C's: context, contemplation, compassion, competency, courage, collaboration, and commitment.
There are forces that seek to intimidate us. One of the C's that Father Cedric, that's the 8th C, spoke about is courage. The question I'd like to ask us, because there are many things that we do believe, but we lack the courage. I would really like to know, how do we have this collective courage? Because individually we feel a lot, but by having speak up, my question is, how could we have collective courage? And I think both, whether not just Derek, but even Cedric.
I think Father Cedric would have a go at answering this collective courage, because Father Cedric, Archbishop, would also. I'll give you my own example of collective courage, okay, if I may, and it's a reality. I've met Father Cedric many times in the last 2-3 years, and human rights, and he's come to Delhi, and we meet across political parties. And let me be very, very clear, so there's no thing here. If Father Cedric is in Delhi and if he wants to meet political parties, irrespective of which party I proudly belong to, which is the All India Trinamool Congress, I will ensure, whether it's Father Cedric here or Sister Nirmalini. Did I get the name right? Sister Nirmalini of the Apostolic Carmel, I'll take them and introduce them to my friends in the Samajwadi Party, or Uddhav Thackeray's party, or the Congress Party, or NCP, Everybody, not the BJP. I mean, if there's a BJP MP here, a BJP supporter here, I can't help it, Archbishop. My political belief is my political belief. So collaboration is actually collective courage. I got a lot of collective courage when I went to Gujarat with the Archbishop there and Father Cedric, and we met like here 100 people, little more than that, from the laity. And now we are together trying to do something. So who said this? That the church cannot and must not remain on the sidelines.
Pope Francis.
Pope Francis said this. The church, while respecting the autonomy of political life, does not restrict her mission to the private sphere. The church cannot and must not remain on the sidelines. This was said by Pope Francis. Give her a round of applause. So this was said by Pope Francis.
In the age of social media, I think one of the dangers is the level of discourse. And so my question to you is, how can we defend ourselves as Indian Christians? Because every now and then we get on social media derogatory remarks made about Christians, saying that we are Christians because we are rice bags. You know, that's the title that is given to us on social media.
Me too.
And actually, there's a beautiful comment from a young person who's a Christian on social media, and explicitly so, who says, actually, we risk losing rice by following Jesus in India. But anyway, Jesus is more important to us than rice.
Beautiful.
And so I think we need to be proudly Indian and proudly Christian, because even if our ancestors became Christian for rice, today we are not Christians because of rice.
Beautifully put. I mean, I think the point there is a larger issue as well. I think maybe Father Ernest, you're here. There are people like the Salesians, the Jesuits, the Redemptorists. Now, in case I leave somebody out, now don't get touchy. Now, Sabrina will call me, Derek, you didn't mention Loreto. I said, oh, Daughters of the Cross. I think if there can be a collaboration, this is my suggestion, between the church leadership and the laity, and we have something going like this where we have a narrative to put out. It's a wonderful idea. It's an absolute wonderful idea. And we can do this. Let me think about this. And then if we have some forward-thinking church leadership and the different the priests, the nuns, and the laity, we can get this going in a very positive way.